Hi everyone, Dr. Carthouse here. I am going to be talking about rosemary today and some of the effects that it has on the central nervous system, so our nervous system and our brain, and then because of those effects, some of the effects that it has on the rest of our body and what that looks like for symptoms. So today we're going to focus on the properties that it does affect in our nerves and then the consequences that it has on the body. And this is specifically with digestion and pain and a few other things that we'll explore. So this one study that I was looking at looked at the concentration of rosemary essential oil and how it affected the digestive tract. And they found that really low concentrations. So this was about about half a drop in a whole liter of water or solution actually had really significant antispasmodic effects on smooth muscle. So this is how it affects the digestive tract. In very small quantities, it actually helped the digestive tract to relax. So it wasn't like crampy and continuing to cause pain as it sometimes can in that way. They also found that at a bit of a higher concentration, it was about 2 drops per liter. Now, it does depend on how big your drops are for these, but as a general rule, about 2 drops per liter that had complete suppression of one of the hormones, ACH. That decreased pain and increased blood circulation to the area. And that basically means that we decrease cramping and any of that spasmodic effect that might be happening in our digestive tract, and decreases pain at the same time. It does all of these things, if you want to know sort of that biochem aspect of it, through the alpha 2 adrenergic receptors of the nerve cells. And I just thought that was really neat if anybody wants to geek out with me on the biochem aspect of it. Now, what these particular receptors are responsible for is relaxation of muscles, but also of the nervous system. We have a whole bunch of these receptors in our brain as well as around the rest of our body, and around close to our blood vessels as well. So some of the things that can happen when these receptors are activated is that our blood vessels constrict and they kind of go like this, which increases our blood pressure. It decreases the movement of our digestive tract, so that's what's causing that antispasmolytic is what they call it, or what we call it in medical terms. And it also induces relaxation and decreases the sensation of pain. Now, all of this research was done just in 2010, so about 8 years ago, but that's actually fairly recent for research for it to come out. There's another study, if we continue to look on what the effects are on the nervous system, we can look at how the whole body responds as well as what people are actually sensing. So this one was done on humans, and it was an inhalation of rosemary oil, and all of the particular people who were involved recorded how they were feeling and then got a whole bunch of physiological checks as well. So they checked their skin temperature, they checked their heart rate, their respiratory rate, that's their breathing rate, and their blood pressure, and then they recorded their mood, and they also looked at EEG recording, which is an electric recording of what our muscles are doing. And they found that they measured all of these things before, during, and after the rosemary inhalation, and they found that afterwards, people who were exposed to this rosemary inhalation said that they felt fresher, they were more alert. So this is where our brain is activated in like that cognition. It helps with working memory, it helps us to think better. The analysis of the EEG showed that there was a decrease in the alpha-1 receptors and alpha-1 waves and alpha-2 waves in our brain, and an increase in beta waves. So this is actually looking at the alertness that our brain is creating. So it changes the way that our brain is functioning. And it causes more of like an alert, conscious, we're going to be better at reasoning and logic and critical thinking skills and all that kind of stuff. What else? The results also confirmed that there was a stimulatory effect on the brain activity as well as on the nervous system in terms of making us alert and awake, and then that the mood was really calming as well as like active. So this is a great oil to have at work or have when you have on in your inhalation when you're doing a bunch of work that needs you to stay very alert and kind of on the ball with that. So that is rosemary, and that is some of the effects that it has on our brain and on our digestive tract. We're going to explore a bunch more in the upcoming series. Stay tuned. Talk to you soon. Bye.